been a little while since I've been, shall we say, behind the camera or in front of the camera, doing any form of unboxings or anything. So I need to say a nice big thank you to Dylan and Gearbest for sending us this product out to take a little look at. We got a little message from Dylan on Facebook asking me if I'd like to take a look at the product, and then, you know, obviously make a video about it and put it out for you guys to make a decision on whether or not you like one. So yeah, here's the fastest unboxing in the world, big Brucey style one. There we go, done. Where to start? I've been flying a quad. It's not a bad little quad, to be honest with you. It's got a lot more poke than what you'd expect it to have. It's only running 6 amp BL Heli ESCs. It's got 4000 kV turret motors on it. Now, general look over the entire craft, it looks quite well. You know, inside here you've got a NAS 32. It's got a 300 milliwatt turret video receiver, which will do 32 channels. It doesn't do race band, but it does everything else, and it's nice and easy to access all the channels and stuff. You can literally just click up the top here and you can switch the dip switches about. Incidentally, in the box, that's the thing on. It does come with, ta-da! Now on here it's got all your channels. It's got all the different bands that it runs. So it runs A, B, C and D, and then you've got 1 to 8 channels obviously. The video transmitter is pretty good, to be honest with you, even though it is only a little, shall we say, whip styley antenna. It doesn't come hung on anything, so I just chuck the zip tie in the same way I do with my antennas, and then just put some heat shrink over it just to hold it in place to stop it getting caught in the props. But yeah, it's 300 milliwatt VTX and it's pretty good, to be honest with you. I flew all around the front of my house and inside the house with it and didn't get any video breakup at all, and I was using the Aonway circular polarized antennas that I normally use. So yeah, the VTX is pretty good. The flight controller, as I said, it's a NAS 32. Well, it's a NAS 32 based flight controller. It comes flashed with Clean Flight 1.12 on it, which has incidentally got air mode, which is pretty fun when you're belting around with something this small. The standard tune on the quad isn't too bad. I did end up having to pull the P gains up ever so slightly, and then it felt more for how I like to fly. But off the mark, it's not a bad setup which is on it. The video camera, it's a CMOS cam. Now, even though it's CMOS, I'm gonna put it. It's not like a CCD, obviously, where, you know, when you're belting around and you point at the sun, the sky doesn't go black with the CCD. Sorry, the floor doesn't go black with the CCD. It does with the CMOS, but the transition between it going black and then coming back so you can see again, it's pretty quick, to be honest with you, and the video clarity is not too bad. It's not too bad at all. It does come supplied with a little battery strap, and it also comes supplied with a Velcro. It comes with 2 sides. Obviously you've got the hook and then you've got the fairy side, as I like to call it. It comes supplied with that so you can stick it on your batteries. The batteries I chose to use were a Overlander battery. Now, the reason being is it's really small and really light, and obviously with a craft that's running 30-20 props, you don't really want anything that's horrendously heavy. So I did choose to run it on 3 cell, which it'll take 2 on 3 cell, and this will be the battery that I used. It's the 30C 450 milliamp Overlander battery. You can get these from a shop that's local to myself called Formby Models. They do them. I think they were £11 each or maybe £12 each. I was getting around about 8 minutes flight time with it, which really wasn't bad. It may have even been an extra 30 seconds or so. It could have even been 8.5 minutes. It's very efficient for the size of it, shall we say. I mean, you slap that on and then you're belting around for the best part of 8.5 minutes. And I wasn't taking it lightly on it, you know. I don't with anything these days. I just chuck my goggles on and go hell for leather, as you would. Receiver wise, it does come with, this is the instruction book it comes with, so you can run LEDs. You can also, let me see, it's got a plug somewhere for an OSD as well. In fact, that's on that one. Tarot doing OSD, which you can plug in line in between the camera and the VTX. So if you need or you want an OSD, then you've got that option there. Let me see, it does run S-Bus and it runs PPM. Now I'm currently with the radio I use. It's a Radio Link 89 I've got, and that's an R6D receiver that's stuffed in the back. It fits pretty well, to be honest with you. It is almost touching the video transmitter, but I haven't had any issues with it, and it does fit in well. Saying it does do S-Bus, it does PPM, and it also does, if you haven't got a radio that can do either of them, it also does PWM as well, and it comes with the cable included. So that's how the cables come. Obviously you plug this into that port and then away you go. It's the easiest way of putting that, but the other cable that comes with it is obviously S-Bus or PPM. You can use both of them. Also on this, let me see, what else do you need to know about it? It has got an LED out, or an LED output on it, which you can run the RGB LEDs on, so you can put coloured LEDs on the back of it. And generally it also comes with full spare set of props as well. As you can tell, I've already well, that's the only one I've got left, because I've already broke that one, and that one. So I need to get some more of them. And yeah, this is the main thing I needed to show you. Right, when you plug it into the computer, it should have, oh, if I don't drop it, what you just have. On this side of the frame, you may have noticed there's a bar missing. It's got one there, but it hasn't got one there. Reason being, you have to take it out. The reason why you've got to take it out is to plug it into the computer to set it up. So you take that bar out, and then it comes with the included lead, which is a USB converter, shall we say, to, well, it's for running, so USB plugs. But when you plug it in, it works exactly the same way as what every other flight controller on the market, well, every other clean flight based flight controller does on the market. So you just put that in there, pop it in, plug it in, and then you then plug this end straight into the USB connection on your PC or your laptop or your Mac or whatever, and then where you go, you can get into clean flight and set it up. I did try flashing it with Betaflight, and the flight controller doesn't like Betaflight at all. No matter what you do, it will not put Betaflight on it. But for the size of the craft and for what it is, you don't really need Betaflight. You know, everyone says that you do, but you don't. No, it's only if you're flying the likes of them up there, really. And obviously you're a bit better off with Betaflight, but it flies pretty well, as I said, on clean flight, so I can't grumble at it. It does well. Let me see, I think that's about it really, apart from the fact I really like it. It's also got lost model now, which you can configure through clean flight. It's already pre-built in, and then it's countersunk into the frame as well, so if you do crash you can find it. But yeah, apart from that, it's a really nice flying quad, and you get a fair old amount of battery out of it. It's very stable for the size of it. The first day I flew it, I was in quite high winds outside my house, and I was just flying in air mode, and it was still really stable. It didn't have much in the way of oscillations. It was staying wherever to put it. You can hold quite a good trajectory and quite a good course with it whenever you point it to wherever you want to go. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a nice small quad. It's been pretty reliable up to now. You know, I haven't had no issues where it's like desyncing or anything stupid like that. You just literally plug your battery in, put your goggles on, fire your radio up, and off you go. So yeah, it's a win-win. I would highly recommend it. The frame itself isn't too bad. It's got a little bit of flex, but it's not horrendous. I have stuffed it in somewhere on one of these. Hang on a minute, I'll show you. As you would, you've got to check out how strong it is, haven't you? There we go. So sorry for the dirty nails. I'm a motorcycle mechanic by day, so it doesn't come out. Yeah, as you can see on the frame there, you know, I've stuffed it pretty hard into a wall there, and obviously put a little bit of a knock on the top of the motor, but the carbon didn't delaminate, it didn't split. it hasn't cracked. So it seems like a pretty sturdy, tough frame, to be honest with you. It is genuine carbon fibre. It's not carbon fibre and composite mix, which a lot of the cheaper frames are, especially when you get down to this size. It's full carbon, and yeah, it's a really nice quad. On the website for gearbest, it does say that it's got CC3D in it. It hasn't. It's definitely an A's. If you plug it in and you type version into the CLI command, it comes up with an A's target on it, so it's 100% got an A's in it. Yours could possibly be different if you buy it, but on the other hand, you know, I wouldn't expect it to be. So yeah, realistically, it's small enough for you to fly around the house. You know, just make sure obviously there's nobody in other than yourself. So if you do crash into yourself, it's your own silly fault, the same way I did. Hence why I've now got the scars on my hand, because I got shocked by that one up there. Not doing what I always preach, and I say to everyone whenever you're working away on your quads or something, make sure you take your props off, especially if you've got it plugged into the computer. And what didn't I do? I didn't take my props off, and I nearly lost my finger. But hey ho, it's my own silly fault. So yeah, overall it's a really good quad. It's pretty strong. This could have possibly been moved a little bit further forward, or, you know, well, technically a bit further forward, just so you could get into that port down there, because it's quite fiddly if you've got to keep taking this out to set it up. But other than that, yeah, I really like the quad. It flies pretty well. It's not underpowered like you would expect it to be. It's got plenty of grunts in it, and yeah, it's a really nice thing. So if you'd like to go buy one, then there's a link in the description box. Or even if you want to just go take a look on the site, then as I said, there's a link in the description box. You can go through, take a look at it, and then if it's the kind of thing that you want, then obviously click the purchase button, and then away you go. You know, so yeah, cheers, thank you very much for watching. As you can probably tell, this has been a bit of a while. It's been a bit of a while, shall I say, since I've done any form of review or anything behind the camera and speaking to all of you. So there will be more coming. I've got some new batteries which aren't even out yet to let you all see, which I'll probably put that video up, I'd say, after this one, but it'll be in a couple of hours. And yeah, so let me know how I got on, and if you enjoyed it, then I'll crack on and I'll see how we get on, see if I can make them a bit better for you. So thank you very much for watching. Smash the subscribe button for me, which is somewhere down here or up there or whatever YouTube's decided to put it. And click the like button, and obviously share the video about, you know, the more people we get to see this, then obviously, you know, we might get more products coming in, and then I can build the channel up and get it to where I want it to be. So thanks very much, guys. I'll see you all later. Thank you, bye.